in the cabinet, they are going to be filled in by the younger lot. So I think it's going to be a two-way street between the new central committee or the central leadership of the BJP or New team as it is called now, and the cabinet or council of ministers. And so surprises would be along those lines, Narendra.
Okay, very interesting. We're not getting into the names. We're not speculating. We've never done that as a channel. In fact, it's been our policy, like Arnab said, not to speculate on names, except to give the big story of the possible rejig tomorrow. Of course, Abhishek, so when a party rejig happens, what are the different departments where you can see visible changes to the thinking? Of course, the thinking will change. The communication strategy will change. For the layman, I mean, can you break this down for us? How does the what are the different aspects to a BJP reshuffle? What are the different departments where you can see changes, new names, new faces?
Well, upfront, Ranjan, 2-3 factors which determine the new team is that the president has to have a close team, a crack team, so to say, around him, 5 to 10 people. Most of them are like general secretaries and secretaries of. Then you have the elders, so to say, accommodated as senior vice presidents, and then vice presidents. Then you have the Morcha president, so you would have the Mahila Morcha president, you would have the SC/ST Morcha president, you would have the OBC Morcha president, the Kisan Morcha president. All these, so whatever you call them of the party, the Morchas as they are called in the BJP, their respective heads and their respective vertical organizations. That itself is about, anything between 20 people on the lower side to about 40 people on the higher side, the respective morchas. And the national team of between the lower side, 20 people, higher side, 40 people. So as I said, on the lower side, 70 to higher side, 150 people. That's the kind of appointments that a new president has to make. And so, and that's one calculation. The other is, of course, the elections, state elections that are coming, Niranjan, to Punjab, to Uttar Pradesh, to Uttarakhand, to Manipur, among other states, and Goa. So you're going to see the Nabin team reflecting talent from these states, or maybe some promotions from state executives to the national role, and vice versa, depending on what the party requires. Remember, it's a very cadre-based, disciplined party with a lot of mapping that goes into these appointments. So you can expect that what we are going to see tomorrow is essentially a talent mapping of the party for these states, for the national leadership and for the Council of Ministers. So that was second factor that's taken into account. The third factor is talent grooming, which obviously is how the party sort of nurtures younger crop of leadership, how they are made apprentice in the party role and then, of course, in the government role. The other factor is, which I mentioned earlier, Niranjan, of the realignments that have happened, political realignments vis-a-vis the allies. So the NPCI, the Shiv Sena, the DMK that we are hearing about, though of course it's a little far back as of this stage, but you never know how things realize. Of course, the NCP, the likelihood of NCP Ajit Pawar and NCP Sharad Pawar coming together. So, that's going to then reflect in the cabinet reshuffle that's going to take place, or would reflect in the cabinet reshuffle that's going to take place. So accommodating some of those leaders who might get dropped into the party fold, these factors essentially which are going to determine how the team really looks tomorrow. Not much time, 18 hours, so to say, 20 hours, actively 12 noon is the time when the announcement is going to be made by the BJP. And because you asked, this also is going to see a change in the faces of the party. Now, by faces, I mean the communication wing of the party, the media department, as it is called. So, which means the spokespersons, the people who go on news TV, news channel debates, the people who give sound bites, the people who speak, the people who do press conferences. We are going to see a Rejig.
Okay, Abhishek, be with me. In fact, we broke the story about 40 minutes back. The biggest political news break, ladies and gentlemen, just after the parliament session. And this was expected, and Republic is breaking the big story once again. When it comes to politics, it's first on Republic. BJP organisational reshuffle, likely tomorrow. We're expecting that a little after 12 p.m., followed by the organisational restructuring. Sorry, the cabinet reshuffle. Now, Abhishek, before I let you go, if I can just pick your mind, because there is a lot of speculation about new parties. I mean, because you mentioned it, I mean, now that we are talking about it, I'd like to get your thoughts on it and what you're picking up. Because Sharad Pawar's party has met the Prime Minister, right? And they are restructuring their party as well. And there is buzz of a possible support by the DMK to the government in some form or the other. Now, when you look at all of this, it boils down to the number that we were, projecting on Republic TV, closer to a supermajority, which could be something between 349 and 355, right, Abhishek? Now, is that a real possibility?
Yes, for sure. So, in the case of NCP Sharad Chand Pawar, there were two meetings with the Prime Minister. One was of Sharad Pawar and Supriya Sule alone. With Prime Minister, as in these two with the Prime Minister, but that was essentially to invite the Prime Minister for the wedding reception of Supriya Sule's daughter, the reception that took place in Delhi. Then there was second meeting in which NCP Sharad Pawar's all 8 MPs under the leadership of Supriya Sule met the Prime Minister in Parliament. Now that was seen as Prime Minister's outreach on the face of it. That he has made to all the MPs, that party-wise he has met, or at least the MPs aligned to the NDA. Now that makes this meeting very interesting because if you look at it, NCP Sharad Chand Pawar is not part of NDA. It was the NDA leaders that the Prime Minister was meeting. And yet, for Supriya Sule to go and meet, I think this was closest that we can say we have seen optics-wise of an indication that the NCP, SCP might be getting predisposed towards joining by the route of merger with the NCP Ajit Pawar faction. Now, when it is going to happen, we don't know. But it's possible that the party announcement of the Nitin team might set the ball rolling, Niranjan, in terms of other political changes that are going to happen in New Delhi around the cabinet, around the numbers of the respective alliances, the NDA and the Indy bloc, ahead of the winter session of Parliament. So from now till the winter session of Parliament, we are going to see all these changes one after the other. We are going to see a fast-paced politicking taking place in New Delhi. And what we are going to see tomorrow is just a beginning of those changes in the politics of the country going ahead.
Oh, fantastic. Big news break here on Republic TV, ladies and gentlemen. Prakash breaking that story. We've had a marathon broadcast for the last 45 minutes with Prakash, our editor-in-chief Arnab Goswami, Abhishek Kapoor, my colleague, and we've been getting you the details of what you can expect starting tomorrow. It's going to be a fantastic and a politically packed week ahead, ladies and gentlemen. What a note to start the week on. BJP reshuffle was anticipated, likely, ladies and gentlemen, could happen tomorrow. Most likely, not likely, most likely tomorrow, post 12 p.m. Story broken by Prakash. I'm taking a short break. We'll come back with the full breaking broadcast in 60 minutes. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the full breaking broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. The BJP reshuffle Tomorrow, the story broken by Republic TV. Stay tuned.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट, ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े।
चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
वन्दे मातरम् शुभ्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनी पुण्यकुसुमिता द्रुपदलशोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् कोटि कोटि कण्ठ कल कल निनाद करले कोटि कोटि भुजे धृत कर करवाले केवल माँ तुम्हें बोले बहुबल धारिणी नमामि तारिणी विपुदल वारिणी मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् तुमि विद्या तुमि धर्मा तुमि निधि तुमि वर्मा त्वं हि प्राणा शरीरे बहुते तुमि मा शक्ति हृदये तुमि मा भक्ति तुम्हारे प्रतिमा बड़ी मंदिरे मंदिरे वन्दे मातरम् त्वं हि दुर्गा दश प्रहरणधारिणी कमला कमलदल विहारिणी वाणी विद्या दारिणी नमामि त्वां नमामि कमलां कमलां अतुलां सुजलां सफलां मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् श्यामलां सरलां सुस्मितां भूषितां धरणीं धरणीं मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्
Asia's largest news headquarters. Setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Getting you some big breaking news coming in. The biggest political news break on Republic TV. BJP reshuffle will be happening very, very soon. Most likely tomorrow. All new BJP team could be announced tomorrow. The formal announcement is likely tomorrow at noon. That is right, viewers, at noon. The BJP reshuffle likely to be followed by the cabinet reshuffle. So huge updates coming in here on Republic TV, viewers. This exclusive update that we have for you. And the big update is on your screen, flashing on your screen. Clearly, viewers, this is the biggest political news break. Okay, let's go straight across to Narendra. So BJP reshuffle will be soon, most likely tomorrow. All new BJP team could be announced tomorrow. The formal announcement is likely at noon. The BJP reshuffle likely to be followed by cabinet reshuffle. It's very likely there will be more youth faces. There will be youth faces and better women representation. So these are two things to watch out for as Republic keeps getting you the biggest political news break which is happening. And this is going to happen tomorrow. And so the stage is set for that the BJP's electoral prospects get stronger ahead of the 2029 polls. So ahead of that, we see there's a huge reshuffle which would be happening most likely tomorrow. There's a big reshuffle happening. There'll be an all-new BJP team would be announced tomorrow. Let's go straight across to Narendra.
Okay, we're getting into breaking news now. We have confirmation now, big political news break on Republic TV. And we're breaking the story first here that the all-new BJP team could be announced tomorrow. And Prakash is breaking the story and we will be joined anytime now by our editor-in-chief, Arnab Goswami. And anytime now, he will be joining us live. But this is the big breaking news. Prakash, if you're there, can you confirm this for us? We are hearing that the announcement could be made tomorrow. Prakash.
Yes.
Prakash, can you hear me?
BJP, the organisational Rejig is likely to happen any time tomorrow or very soon, as we expect after the parliament session. This news is being broken on because it's been active for the past or so, ever since a new BJP president took over as the president of the party. The national Rejig of the cabinet expansion is likely.
I think Arnab is also joining us live. Our editor is also joining us live. Prakash, Arnab, big breaking news here, confirming that the Rejig is happening tomorrow. The party Rejig is happening tomorrow, likely to be followed by the cabinet reshuffle. Arnab.
Yeah. Narendra, let Prakash continue. He understands the developments very well.
Yes.
Once he finishes, we can do our analysis. But I would like to hear from Prakash because of his vast experience in political reporting. And this is the biggest story at this Sunday. That tomorrow, I think at 12 o'clock, the completely new BJP team is going to be announced. Right, Prakash?
Yes, sir. The BJP is likely to announce its team tomorrow, and it's been expected for quite some time because the national president was elected in February this year. And after that, it was expected as some of the senior leaders from the government as well as the party and infusion of youth would also take place because Nitin Naveen himself is a 45-year-old president. And most likely, there would be women representation in the party in large numbers, with I believe certain women leaders also getting an important organizational role within the party. Is Smriti Irani most likely to come back again very strongly into the top ranks of the BJP Rejig as far as party organization is concerned? Some of the top ministers are also likely to be included in the party role because of the likely the elections that are going to be held in 5 states, including Uttar Pradesh, which is very crucial. And keeping in mind the stalemate that happened in the parliament recently, the top sources in the party say that the cabinet Rejig is also likely to follow very soon with the infusion of youth in the cabinet as well as within the party rank and file. And with the infusion of youth and women in both the party as well as the cabinet.
Yeah, so I think what we are expecting is, I think the big question is now whether this leads up to a cabinet reshuffle. The cabinet reshuffle has also been in the works. It was supposed to be before Parliament. And there was some internal criticism of the fact that had it happened and Mr. Pradhan being reshuffled before Parliament session, the CJP would have had the wind out of their sails.
Arnab, so it appears like he's got more details of who could be included, saying that it could be a rejig where many youth leaders, younger leaders, could be finding their way into the party and be given leadership roles. This is the breaking news coming in. I'd like to get your views on that, Arnab.
No, I think this is a 2029 team that the BJP will have. So I think naturally I would expect that if it's preparation for the critical 2029 elections, 2027 UP elections, Uttarakhand elections, upcoming Punjab elections, then the youthful flavor is likely to be expected. That's also what I have been hearing, while the more senior faces could be moved into government roles. So whether there are going to be any people who are going to be moved from the government to the party is, I think, now the question. Prakash, do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, yes, Arnab, from the government to the party, there will be definitely smooth transition because the party wants to use certain leaders at the party level also, keeping in mind their experience of handling governance and administration at the central level, and their role would be taken forward within the party with the infusion of certain youth.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Surya, who gave a fantastic speech in Parliament on the education bill. As far as youth is concerned, these are the likely names. I'm not saying that these people are going to join, but these are one of the few likely names. And the infusion of youth as well as women representation would be certainly on the fore as far as BJP is concerned, because it's midway through the elections as far as the 29 elections is concerned, 3 years away, and the BJP will have to certainly prepare itself, gear up itself for 29 elections as well as the impending 27 UP elections, which is very crucial, keeping in mind the fact that they have to win UP at any cost, as well as Punjab is also a very critical state. So certain representation will be given from both UP as well as Punjab, both at the party level as well as the cabinet Rejig that will follow suit after the party organizational overhaul.
Yeah, so Prakash, I think the Republic Bharat team is also waiting to take you live. Abhishek and Narendra can take this forward with me. Big breaking story here, ladies and gentlemen, when it's big breaking political news.
The big breaking news update, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just repeating the big political news break here on Republic TV. There's been a big development, and we're gathering some details of the possible BJP reshuffle, most likely tomorrow. The all-new BJP team could be announced tomorrow. The formal announcement could be likely at 12 p.m. as Prakash got us the details. And this BJP reshuffle is likely to be followed by a cabinet reshuffle, and top sources telling Prakash that infusion of youth expected in the BJP Rejig tomorrow? You can expect some names. And Prakash is live with...
Basically, so you're a real estate veteran. You have a lot of young audience who's also here. I'm sure your families invest. You've started investing as well. If you look at, let's say, what according to you, now you've seen the growth of Gurgaon, you've seen Noida, you've seen parts of Mumbai, etc. Next 5 years, which is the top, let's say top 1 or top 1, 2, 3 growth corridors where you see, which will see massive real estate appreciation, infrastructure, development in India, if one, two, from an investor standpoint and both from a developer standpoint?
So my bet is, these 7 cities will continue to grow.
Okay.
But
7 cities are the 7 metropolitan cities which you already have.
They will continue to grow because there's a huge infrastructure push. There's a lot of economic activities continue to happen.
Okay.
But my bet will be on next 7 cities which is emerging.
Which are?
There are many cities within India. These are tier 2 cities.
Okay.
If you look at it from a north side of the India, cities like Lucknow.
Okay.
Cities like Chandigarh, Mohali.
Okay.
Cities like Jaipur.
Okay.
Similarly, down south, if you go to Trivandrum,
okay.
your Coimbatore,
okay.
and Vijayawada,
okay.
the next, the Andhra Pradesh capital.
Okay.
These are cities which is Indore in the mid-side. Nasik
okay.
is another city in the western part of it.
Okay.
So these are some of the cities where there is a huge amount of push from the government on the infrastructure, on the last mile connectivity. I think government is pushing for all sort of infrastructure, all sort of transportation, which is going to benefit.
What about Navi Mumbai? You didn't have that in that. Do you have that in your list?
Yeah. Again, Navi Mumbai actually already been, we consider that as
sort of developed now.
As already developed. The prices, if I share some of the data, in the last 5 years, the price, the price appreciation, what we have seen is more than 70%.
Okay.
More than 70% of the land prices or the plot prices have gone up.
That's, you're saying only the last 5 years?
In the last 5 years.
5 years.
In the Panvel side of it,
okay.
in the Navi Mumbai.
Okay.
Secondly, I think there's a huge amount of economic activities are happening in the Navi Mumbai. Thirdly, with the opening of the Navi Mumbai airport now,
International airport,
it is now connected globally on the one side. Secondly, it is also pushing for the employment generation. There is a lot of industries are setting up their own global
capability centers. Okay.
Thirdly, I think manufacturing, especially when we looked at areas like Bhiwandi and all that, there's a greater amount of push on the data center, on the your warehouses.
Yep.
Equally, the hospitality is coming up. So overall, if you look at it, the Navi Mumbai area has seen a significant growth in the last few years, especially now after the opening of the airport. You will see, greater push to the economic activities in that region.
So there's a lot of holiday homes or second home projects which are coming up now with places like Navi Mumbai, etc. And this, where you see a lot of developers launching those. These are places where, a couple of years back, if you had asked us, we wouldn't have heard of them, or we would have heard of them, but traveling to those would not have been possible. I mean, when you want a holiday home or you want an investment, you want to visit that. It should be like a couple of hours drive on a weekend, every weekend that you can visit, not a place where you sort of visit once in 6 months or once in a year. So I think that has changed. I think with connected cities and infrastructure development.
Just to give you the example, look at the Dehradun today.
Yeah.
Dehradun used to be around 4 hour, 5 years journey. Today you can reach it in 2 hours time.
2 hours, yeah.
And earlier every developer used to build the second homes.
Yeah.
Because immediately after the COVID, people wanted much more bigger houses. Lifestyle, they much more focused on the lifestyle. Work from home concept came in. So people used to work 4 days in a week from their home and 3 days from their offices.
Yeah.
So people started...
I wish that continued, no?
Yeah, people started buying these second homes. So because of that, there was a demand for these second homes started. So demand for I think real estate continue to go, and you will see a lot of innovation, a lot of technical improvement coming in, not only on the land side or on the raw material side, even on the design and also on the construction. A lot of improvement what we have seen over a period of time, innovation taking place on the construction side, how we can make the construction affordable, how we can innovate so that it can be finished with a lesser cost and a faster time. So these are some of the improvement which we have seen over a period of time, and this will continue to improve. That's the reason I see a huge opportunity is available for younger generation to come into this field.
Tell us a little bit about the kind of innovation also that's happening, on construction side, on the architecture side, on the engineering side, etc. What kind of innovations are we looking at, compared to, let's say, 10 years, 20 years back?
बहुत सारे हो रही है, as I said, smarter homes तो एक example है. Secondly, on the smarter infrastructure में जहाँ पे ना आपका one example is EV. Now every houses you will have the EV station, EV charging. Secondly, every household or every development will have a very solar efficient systems which is coming in. So these evolution will continue to take place. As also I said, many of these townships are very well digitally connected now. You cannot have any development which is not digitally connected. So developers are pushing for those kind of a transformation. And also, you will see even on the transportation. For example, आपका last mile connectivity बात कर रहे हैं. Earlier you used to have a toll. Now sensors are there. Sensors आ गई है तो आप सीधा के सीधा निकल सकते हो अपना कोई किसी भी टोल में. That is what making you to save your energy and time. And also again you spoke about some of the new construction उस पे बहुत चार्ज हो रही है कि नया materials आ रही है जो कि इतने strong है. We used to build our houses on bricks. Today there is a my one construction, कहीं पे और जगह बनती है, लेकर आते हो, फिट करते हो, and which is much stronger. So these kind of construction materials are also coming into the sector. This is what you will see the revolution, and this will continue to do. People are keep on investing, keep on innovating on the real estate side.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. I think that was a insightful discussion. I think some learning points for our audience here as well, given that you guys will be, I think, in the job market in a couple of years and you'll start investing. So hope you guys got some good real estate gyan and tips as well for when you enter that phase. So, all right. Thank you so much, sir. Great having you, and looking forward to hosting so many more sessions and chats with you. Thank you,
Mr. Santosh Kumar and Karan, for an insightful conversation. I'm sure all of us could pick some leaves out of this conversation, and especially the investment tips that you got. So when we talk about India, the new India, it's not just about identifying where are the new opportunities. It's also to identify how can we manage the risks, how can we mobilize the right kind of capital and build investment models which are and can able to sustain long-term growth. So for that, the pertinent question to ask is, what will it take to finance India's next infrastructure decade? And to answer that question, we have with us Mr. Manoj Dhanotia, founder, Micrometry. Also joining him is Mr. Prateek Tibrewal, SVP Head, Corporate Finance, M3M India. And taking this conversation forward is Mr. Ashwinder R. Singh, Chairman, BCD Group. So let's welcome all three of them with a huge round of applause to take this conversation forward.
The ambition of India to build infrastructure is very clear. But my question to you as a finance professional, as a corporate finance professional in the real estate space is, what is going to be the bigger challenge? Is the bigger challenge going to be building it, or is it going to find out where the capital will come from?
You can't look at in isolation whether India needs funding or execution capability. Both of this would go hand in hand. we have a massive opportunity to invest more than $1.5 trillion in the next 10 years. To reach this potential, I think we need to, focus on policy stability, and, we need to allow the domestic capital to be channelized into infrastructure investments. Today, our domestic capital flows are burgeoning. You look at any sector, whether real estate or infrastructure, domestic capital today is surpassing foreign capital investment. So we need to, channelize this investments into the economy. And what we need to do is also create the entire pipeline for mature investments where the foreign capital can come in, which is more competitive for assets where there is, complete visibility on the cash flows. So, funding the infrastructure requirements is crucial. We need to get the scale and the competitive capital, which can be done. I think we have all the ingredients, and over the last 15 years, I think the government and the industry have worked in tandem to create this massive platform, whether you look at REITs, whether you look at InvITs, whether you look at AIF, whether you look at the GIFT City framework today. I mean, we are accessing capital, our public markets, be it, IPO, QIP, you look at the markets, we're really buoyant. So we are, generating capital to fund this infrastructure growth. I think execution is equally important. I think we need to move into technology and how technology can improve this execution. So in infrastructure, what is requirement is how can we change the productivity? How can we monitor the progress on a real-time basis, and how it helps our data decision-making progress? And at the end of it, how do we manage our risk well? Because in infrastructure, what we've seen in the past is cost overruns, time overruns, land acquisition delays. Now, with technology and with the right capital, can we change the entire execution progress? Another aspect where there's a lot of opportunities, how do we address the labor shortage? Because I think that is a very, very critical impediment today, both for real estate and the infrastructure sector. So I think we need to embrace technology, how we can address this shortage. And the opportunity is completely there in terms of how do we execute this infrastructure at a scale and pace that we need.
Manoj, can private capital come in infrastructure development?
ये जो आपका क्वेश्चन है सर प्राइवेट कैपिटल का, हम प्राइवेट इक्विटी की अगर बात कर रहे हैं तो टीयर 2 सिटी में पहले तो मैं डायरेक्ट आंसर देता हूँ कि पब्लिक का पैसा बहुत लगा चुकी है गवर्नमेंट इन डेवलपिंग रोड्स. तो टीयर 2 सिटी का इंफ्रा हैज इम्प्रूव लाइक एनीथिंग. तो पब्लिक पैसा काफ़ी लगा हुआ है. प्राइवेट कैपिटल का जो सेकंड लेयर ऑफ रिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इज लैंड बैंकिंग. अगर आप गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज़ भी देखोगे, फॉर एग्जांपल इवन मध्य प्रदेश इंटीग्रेटेड कॉलोनी की जो पॉलिसीज़ आ रही हैं, सो दैट इज़ फेवरिंग लार्ज डेवलपर्स. और लार्ज डेवलप मीन्स 100 एकड़ से कम में आप कॉलोनी नहीं बना सकते. तो यू हैव टू एक्वायर दैट लैंड बैंक अक्रॉस दोज रोड कॉरिडोर्स एंड द इंफ्रा कॉरिडोर्स. जैसे एरो सिटी बन रही है हमारे यहाँ, सुपर कॉरिडोर बन रहा है, सड़कें बनी, आजू बाजू जो लैंड है, कैचमेंट एरिया, द सेकंड लेयर जिसे मैं बोलता हूँ लैंड की, वहाँ प्राइवेट कैपिटल का बहुत बड़ा रोल है. सो वन इज़ लार्ज कैपिटल कि वो लैंड बैंकिंग में हम पैसा लगाएं. ज़मीन आज भी टीयर 2 सिटी में 60% सस्ती है. और टीयर 1 से हम जीसीसी का इन्फ्लो बोलें या हाउसिंग का इन्फ्लो बोले, अभी लास्ट 3 साल में माइक्रोमिटी ने जो करा है, हमारा जो एक्सपीरियंस है विच इज़ वेरी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम एनी अदर डेवलपर. इवन NRIs फ्रॉम दुबई, सिंगापुर, मलेशिया, US आर पुटिंग बैक देयर मनी इनटू टीयर 2 सिटीज़. वो देखते भारत की तरफ ही हैं कि भारत में पैसा लगाना है. इवन इक्विटी मार्केट में जो फैमिली ऑफिसेज एंड HNIs जो ट्रेडिशनली प्रॉब्ली रियल एस्टेट में पैसा लगाते भी नहीं थे, अपार्ट फ्रॉम बाइंग लैंड, दे आर पुटिंग इनटू कॉन्सेप्चुअल प्रोजेक्ट्स. लाइक हम साइबर सिटी बना रहे हैं इंदौर में, हम इंदौर का सबसे बड़ा कन्वेंशन सेंटर बना रहे हैं. पैसा किन का आ रहा है सबसे ज़्यादा? प्राइवेट कैपिटल. अब प्राइवेट कैपिटल की जो डेफिनेशन टीयर 1 सिटी में है कि बड़े VC फंड्स या नेम्ड फंड्स, हमने 3000 करोड़ का सर AUM बनाया है पिछले 2.5 साल में लैंड बैंकिंग करके. द मनी वी हैव रिसीव्ड एज अ प्राइवेट कैपिटल इज नॉट नेम्ड फंड्स बट द HNIs, जिनके शायद फैमिली ऑफिसेज अभी नहीं है, बट दे आर ग्रोइंग लाइक रीचिंग समवेयर 500-1000 करोड़ टर्नओवर. दूसरा, इट इज़ नॉट प्राइवेट कैपिटल, बट हम ऐसे बोलते हैं जो डीप पॉकेट्स हैं हाउस होल्ड इनकम की. बहुत सारे छोटे छोटे इन्वेस्टर्स ऐसे हैं जिन बहुत बड़ा अमाउंट नहीं, बट आज हमें साइबर सिटी 500 करोड़ करना था तो मेरे पास ऑप्शन था प्राइवेट कैपिटल के पास जाऊं या 10-10, 15-15 करोड़ लेके मैं HNI से करूँ. मेरे लिए बहुत ईजी था HNI से लाना टीयर 2 और टीयर 3 सिटी से. जो टीयर 3 वाले भी काफ़ी लोग ऐसे जो पैसा टीयर 2 या टीयर 1 में लगाना चाहते हो, तो टीयर 1 में उनको एंट्री मिलता नहीं है बिकॉज ऑफ नेम प्राइवेट कैपिटल या बिगर डेवलपर रीच भी नहीं होता उनका इतना. बट लैंड बैंकिंग के थ्रू वो आते हैं और फिर हम जो कॉन्सेप्ट्स उनको दिखा रहे हैं, हम जैसे इंडिया के बेस्ट आर्किटेक्ट संजय पुरी जी को लाए, तो वी आर एबल टू ब्रिंग इन मनी नॉट फ्रॉम नेम्ड प्राइवेट कैपिटल. आज हमारे पास वो भी हैं, HNIs family offices, or reach deep pocket people in tier 3 cities.
What is it that, a developer should look at, that this is the right project which will attract capital?
It's primarily demand and the entire piece of, the economies, how will it stack up, which is the cash flow visibility. Today, investors are not looking for returns which will come towards the end by just land appreciation. What they want is, cash flow model, आपका execution क्या है, आपकी sales कहाँ से आ रही है, या आपका leasing revenue आ रहा है. There has to be operating cash flow stream. How do you create the value, like Manoj said, right? It just shouldn't be speculative investments. आप value addition क्या कर रहे हैं as operator? Am I building? How am I getting a brand? How am I creating value on the land? Services component today is getting increasingly important, whether it's hospitality, whether retail, whether office, whether residential. Today, it's all about experience. Co-working, managed workspaces, all about experience. That is where the service play is coming into play. So beyond the real estate today, service play aa raha hai, cash flow, predictability बहुत important है. उसके अलावा what is important is the entire connectivity piece, which is a value creator. So the way India is expanding, we are expanding horizontally and vertically. Connectivity over here is a value creator. इसमें दो चीज़ है, demand भी create हो रही है इससे, and इससे पूरा economic value creation हो रहा है for real estate and in and around. And then I think for capital, especially foreign capital, what they look for is the depth in the market. कि ये returns जो आ रही हैं, इसमें depth है, liquidity है, and what is the performance of this market over the 5
tier 2 में depth है, liquidity है कि नहीं है?
So for foreign capital today, if you ask, very few cities can demonstrate that sort of a...
Manoj, you should listen to him now, because the next question is going to be on that.
So, because the foreign capital comes in large quantums, they look to invest $200-300 million often in a single project. So what they need is stress testing, कि भाई 10 years में अगर एक bad crisis आ गई, हमें क्या exit मिल सकता है, क्या drawdown हो सकता है हमारा, liquidity, depth. So this is a very important part. But said that, domestic capital is more better to go into such tier 2 city, opportunities, because ये local players हैं, इन्हें local markets की knowledge है. So आज किसी investor को अगर tier 2 city story खेलनी है, they are better equipped to work with a local player who has got the stock.
नहीं, वो ठीक है, हमने बहुत local player इंडिया में global बनते देखे हैं. So you always start with local and then you become global. But thank you so much, Prateek. अब इन्होंने बोला कि ग्लोबल कैपिटल, इंस्टीट्यूशनल कैपिटल टियर 2 में आना थोड़ा चैलेंजिंग है, जो एक हद तक एक प्रैक्टिकल सेंस में अच्छी बात है. यू कांट रोमांटिसाइज टियर 2 मार्केट्स, बिकॉज फाइनली इट इज अबाउट डूइंग बिजनेस, इट इज अबाउट रिटर्न्स. दूसरा, फिर आपने खुद बोला मनोज कि आपके जो इन्वेस्टर्स हैं वो रिटेल HNI इन्वेस्टर्स हैं. तो मैं अब आपके पास आता हूं, आप एक न्यू मार्केट को किस नजरिए से देखते हो कि वहां पर कैपिटल अट्रैक्ट हो?
सर, प्रतीक भाई का स्टेटमेंट ये था कि बड़े कैपिटल फंड्स सिंगल प्रोजेक्ट में पैसा लगाना चाहते हैं, राइट? बड़े, हाँ, हम मना नहीं कर रहे, हम ये बोल रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल, आज मैं AQI बेस्ड मधुबन प्रोजेक्ट एग्जांपल ले रहा हूँ, तो मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि वो 400 करोड़ का प्रोजेक्ट है. अब टियर 2 सिटी में सर उतना ही होगा, लेकिन एक नहीं है, 300 सिटीज़ हैं. तो हमने वो प्रोडक्ट बना लिया, वो प्रोडक्ट रिपीट हो सकता है. तो इवन इफ दे आर लुकिंग, तो नज़रिया थोड़ा चेंज करना पड़ेगा. मुझे कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है कि मुझे इंदौर को बॉम्बे बनाना है और मुझे एम्बेसी पार्क बॉम्बे का इंदौर में, वहाँ डिमांड उतनी ही है, पॉपुलेशन उतना ही है, बट ऐसी 300 सिटी है. और इट इज़ अ रेप्लीकेबल. स्केलेबिलिटी की अगर हम बात करें कि बड़ा फंड कैसे यूज होगा, जिसमें साइबर सिटी बोल रहा हूँ, तो मैंने कोई BKC इतना बड़ा नहीं बनाया, 6.5 लाख फुट बनाया, पहले दिन सब बिक गया, विच इज़ वेरी टफ इन टियर 1 से टियर 2 सिटी. लेकिन आई कैन रिपीट इन मल्टीपल टियर 2 सिटीज़. तो बड़ा फंड हम प्रोडक्टाइजेशन कर रहे हैं उसके लिए. रिटेल का आंसर सर दे रहा हूँ, रिटेल ने हम पे भरोसा करा क्योंकि वहाँ पर बड़े डेवलपर्स हैं ही नहीं. टियर 2 सिटी में आएंगे तो कोई बड़ा ब्रांड नहीं है. हम कई ब्रांड्स को चालू करने के लिए मिलकर आए थे कि हमने लैंड बैंक बनाया, आप आके बनाइए. नोबडी वॉज विलिंग टू कम, तो हमने फिर इंफ्रा भी बनाया. लेकिन आज हमारी आप IRR शीट देखेंगे पिछले 3 प्रोजेक्ट की, तो हमारी टियर 1 के किसी भी बड़े डेवलपर को हम बीट करते हैं ऑन द रिटर्न्स वी हैव मेड.
व्हाट इज दैट वन थिंग, एंड माय क्वेश्चन इज टू बोथ ऑफ यू, दैट शुड चेंज, दैट कैन स्पीडन अप द ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट ऑफ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड रियल एस्टेट इन इंडिया?
I think if we can create that entire ecosystem where capital is coming in, is getting invested, it's getting reinvested back into creation of new infrastructure, I think we'll be able to address this entire need for funding our infrastructure. Because today what is there is we have a fantastic pool of domestic capital which is flowing in, and the wealth creation is just started. The kind of millionaires that we are creating, that base is just growing. Companies are going public. We are selling companies, M&A play, private equity, CXOs, ESOP pool. The wealth is getting created. This wealth is out there. This wealth we just need to create avenues for this wealth to come into the, entire infrastructure funding space through AIF, through REITs, through InvITs, so we need to create structures.
Sir, apart from all the technicalities, policies, ये सब तो करना ही है. जो रियल एस्टेट को देखने का नज़रिया है, आज यंगस्टर्स एक्चुअली रियल एस्टेट में आना नहीं चाहते हैं, और इन्वेस्टमेंट को लेके जो डर है ना, जो स्टोरीज़ बनी है दिल्ली मुंबई में पैसा डूबने की, वो दैट नीड्स टू चेंज. तो पॉलिसी फ्रेमवर्क से होगा. यंगस्टर्स नीड टू पार्टिसिपेट. रियल एस्टेट में ही सबसे ज़्यादा जॉब जनरेट होने. आप 2047 की बात कर रहे हैं तो मुझे लगता है प्रॉपटेक की बात करें, ब्लॉकचेन बोले, AI बोले, लीगल टेक बोले, फाइनेंस बोले, तो रियल एस्टेट सिर्फ ज़मीन खरीदना बेचना नहीं. जो एक जनरली एक आम धारणा है कि खरीदना बेचना ब्रोकरशिप ही रियल एस्टेट है. रियल एस्टेट में सब कुछ, अगर धंधा बढ़ेगा, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग बढ़ना है, 2047 तक भारत बढ़ना है, तो होना ज़मीन पर ही है.
The future of Indian infrastructure and real estate is going to be very bright. Thank you so much, both of you, for your wonderful comments.
Thank you, Ashwinder.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार. विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी.
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो.
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ.
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट. ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े.
चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े.
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट.
We all must learn the lesson. The era of short, intense conflicts is over. We are all should be ready for long, drawn-out wars that tax and test the national stamina. There are unconfirmed reports that Iran has made a nuclear bomb. They have dropped enough indications that they have the bomb. Their top leader, he has made a statement that we now have the bomb. They had already upgraded up to 60%. They had 450 kgs of enriched uranium, and all this while when Donald Trump was trying to bomb them to smithereens, they have continued with their nuclear program to save their bloody lives. Because there are people who are quite capable of using the nuclear bomb against Iran because they couldn't get it to get onto its knees. So there were people crazy enough to use the nuclear bomb against subhumans. The bomb was ready, but it was not used against Europe. It was not used against Hitler and the Germans. It was used against non-white people. It was used against Asians to be treated as guinea pigs when there was no need. Japan was almost close to surrender because of the firebombing of the cities of Japan, because the Russians had also intervened and they knew the game was up. They were going to surrender anyway. Nevertheless, they were bombed. Nevertheless, they were bombed to test the bomb on live Asian civilizations, live Asian people. So, Iran was not sure whether there are people who are not desperate enough, because they had promised the world in 48 hours we will finish Iran, we will destroy Iran. If we can't destroy them that way, we will destroy their economy. For 48 years, sir, what have you been doing but trying to destroy the economy of Iran? Have you been able to destroy it? No, sir. Those people are resilient, they have fought it, and I salute that courage. I salute that tenacity. I salute that will to fight. I salute their patriotism, period. I cannot say the same of the United States. You know, it was an unnecessary war of choice. There was no direct threat to the continental United States. The American soldiers and sailors are saying, sir, we are prepared to fight and die for our country, but we are not prepared to die for another country. We are not prepared to die for Israel. They may have funded your presidential campaign. They may have funded every congressman's campaign for the Senate or the Congress. But that doesn't mean the American people count for nothing. The non-Epstein class counts for nothing. You can get them murdered, you can send them. And if you want to fight a forever war, you might as well set in the policies of rotation, rotating troops in contact. But you have no strategy, you have no plan. You thought it would be over in 2 days. It has lasted, sir, 180 days almost. 6 mahine, 6 months over, more or less. And there is no end in sight. And now the Iranians are saying, we are so fed up of you and your backstabbing and your lies that, sir, we will wait for you to go as a president and negotiate with the next.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
A very good evening. We are live and we are breaking. I'm Shivangi Shukla getting you the latest coming in. We have a big political news break for you. We'll tell you all about it. But the headlines first. Let's get started.
Headlines brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Biggest political news break on Republic. BJP reshuffle most likely tomorrow. Republic accesses inside details of the likely BJP reshuffle, fusion of youth expected.
सोनिया जी 140 करोड़ की जनता आपको देख रही है। आपके द्वारा किया गया ये पाप इस देश की जनता कभी माफ नहीं करेगी, कभी माफ नहीं करेगी।
Union Home Minister Amit Shah says nation will not forgive Sonia Gandhi for insult to Vande Mataram, says India will not forget Congress's sins. Congress defense falls flat. Party member himself admits Sonia Gandhi asked to stop Vande Mataram midway.
It's unfortunate. There should not be any controversy on Vande Mataram. It's our national song. The entire country has accepted it. I feel unhappy and sad that on such occasions also unnecessary controversies are being raised, and then Vande Mataram also is being questioned also.
Trouble mounts for Sonia Gandhi. Karnataka BJP leader files complaint against disrespect to the national song. And PM Modi's Dimagi Naxalism jibe hits Congress hard. Congress leader owns to the remark and says proud to be a Dimagi Naxal. And viewers, Amit Shah, after inaugurating a statue of Atal Bihari Vajpayee in Chittorgarh, said that Sonia Gandhi made Congress workers stop national song midway and that the nation will not forgive Sonia Gandhi for this. So big updates coming in here, viewers. On Republic TV, Amit Shah says that what you have done is absolutely wrong. They say the Congress leadership showed utter disrespect to the national song at the party headquarters in Delhi and has demanded an apology from the opposition party. Let's listen in to what Amit Shah said.
वोट बैंक की लालच में कांग्रेस ने वंदे मातरम को भुला दिया था। 150वां साल है वंदे मातरम के प्रागट्य का। हमने लाल किले की प्राचीर से मोदी जी ने वंदे मातरम को फिर से एक नया आयुष्य देने का काम किया है। और इनकी निर्लज्जता देखिए। कांग्रेस पार्टी के मुख्यालय पर वंदे मातरम का गान हो रहा था। चालू गान में कांग्रेस की नेत्री सोनिया जी ने कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष को गान रोकने का कहा। हम सब टीवी पर देखते रह गए। 80 साल के बाद बंकिम बाबू का ये अमर मंत्र, अमर गान जब फिर से सम्मान प्राप्त कर रहा है, वो भी सोनिया जी को राज नहीं आता है। सोनिया जी, 140 करोड़ की जनता आपको देख रही है। आपके द्वारा किया गया ये पाप इस देश की जनता कभी माफ नहीं करेगी, कभी माफ नहीं करेगी। कोई स्वप्न में भी कैसे सोच सकता है कि वंदे मातरम उसका गान अधूरा छोड़ दिया जाए? कांग्रेसियों को शर्म आनी चाहिए, और जरा भी शर्म बची है तो 2 हाथ जोड़कर बंकिम बाबू की अमर आत्मा से और देश की जनता से माफी मांगनी चाहिए।
And viewers, getting you some more updates coming in. The BJP leaders are filing complaints against Sonia Gandhi over the alleged disrespect to Vande Mataram. Now, Mangaluru, a BJP leader, Vikas Puttur, has filed a complaint against Congress leader Sonia Gandhi. And they have alleged that there was big disrespect to Vande Mataram. So big updates coming in here, viewers. BJP launching complaint against Sonia Gandhi. BJP has lodged a complaint. The move escalated after a political row over the recitation of Vande Mataram at the Congress headquarters in New Delhi on Independence Day. The controversy followed visuals from the August 15 event showing senior Congress leader speaking among themselves while the national song was being recited. We're getting many reactions coming in. Let's play them out.
This is the very mindset of the top people of Congress and including Congress party. They are against the idea of Bharat, India. They are against the idea of nationalism. They are against the unity, integrity of this country. Therefore, anything which portrays the nationhood and the Indianism and Bharat, they are opposing, and that frustration has shown out now through their behavior during Vande Mataram, which was sung in Congress party. I am surprised that Vande Mataram was sung in Congress party.
But if at all this topic be raised in the parliament,
because their government in Kerala has banned it. So I thought that they will not sing in Congress party. But having sung and showing disrespect, it's all the more case to worry.
Will this be raised in the parliament as well, sir? Will this be raised in the parliament as well?
Parliament is over now, but whenever it comes, all such acts will be raised. Certainly it will be raised.
ये देश सब जानता है कि कितनी अनकंफर्टेबल हो रही थी जब वंदे मातरम हो रहा था, और वंदे मातरम को रोकने की कोशिश हुई, बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है।
देखो, कल तो कांग्रेस ने अपना असली स्वरूप दिखा दिया है देश को, दुनिया को। उनको वंदे मातरम से इतनी चिढ़ है, और वंदे मातरम पूरा गाने में तो लगता है जैसे उनका शरीर गल जाएगा। कल आपने देखा होगा कि जैसे ही वंदे मातरम का संपूर्ण वर्जन गाने वाले, चूंकि जो आए हैं उनको तो पता है कि कानून भी है, कानून बन गया है। अभी कुछ दिन पहले हम लोगों ने वंदे मातरम के 150 वर्ष होने पे पूरा वंदे मातरम गाया जाएगा, टुकड़े टुकड़े नहीं होगा। लेकिन जैसे ही कोटि कोटि कंठ कल कल निनाद कराले शुरू हुआ, उसके बाद का दृश्य आप देखिए, सोनिया जी कितनी परेशान हो जाती हैं। खड़गे जी कितने परेशान, आदमी को बुलाया जाता है, बाद में इनको लगता है कि अरे तो सब वीडियो पे आ गया, तो उन लोगों ने कुछ अपने उसका सफाई देने का भी प्रयास किया।
नहीं देखिए, जब राष्ट्रगीत चल रहा हो और उस वक्त सोनिया गांधी जी, राहुल गांधी जी, खड़गे जी और पूरी जो व्यवस्था वहां पर थी, वो सुनियोजित तरीके से अपमान करने की ही नीयत दिखाई दे रही है उसमें। वो उनको शायद उसमें माँ दुर्गा का जो उल्लेख है वंदे मातरम में, उससे उनके मन में एक पीड़ा है। जब तक कांग्रेस सत्ता में रही उन्होंने पूरा वंदे मातरम कभी इस देश में होने भी नहीं दिया। लेकिन जिस प्रकार का अपमान उन्होंने राष्ट्रीय गीत का किया है, वो ये बताता है कि गांधी परिवार आज भी भारत माता से और भारत के जुड़े हुए प्रतीकों के प्रति आज भी सम्मान करना वो सीख नहीं पाए हैं।
नहीं, देखिए उन्होंने इशारा किया, एक बार किया, 2 बार किया, और खास तौर से जो मैं सोशल मीडिया पर देख रहा हूं कि राहुल गांधी का ये कहना कि ये हमारा गीत नहीं है। विदेशी संस्कृति से ओतप्रोत ये कांग्रेस हमेशा अपने राष्ट्र सम्मानों का विरोध करती रही है, और पिछले कुछ समय से हम देख रहे हैं कि जिस अराजकता से ये कांग्रेस पार्टी चल रही है, ये देश के लिए ठीक नहीं है।
It's unfortunate. There should not be any controversy on Vande Mataram. It's our national song. The entire country has accepted it. Congress, even earlier Congress, that is Freedom Movement Congress, they also accepted it. And I feel unhappy and sad that on such occasions also unnecessary controversies are being raised. And then Vande Mataram also is being questioned also. And the government of India has said it's a national anthem and it should be sung before any meeting. It should be followed by one and all.
Okay, we're getting some big breaking news coming in, viewers. The biggest political news break on Republic TV is here. The BJP reshuffle is very likely, most likely tomorrow. All new BJP team could be announced tomorrow, viewers. Formal announcement likely tomorrow at noon. And the BJP reshuffle will be followed by a cabinet reshuffle. So big updates coming in. This is the biggest political story that we have for you on Republic TV. And tomorrow is the day when we can expect more announcements on this. Because we have been getting up viewers all these updates. This is going to be Team 2029 for the BJP. As the BJP is preparing for 2029, we can expect a major organizational reshuffle with the BJP, which is very imminent. It's a completely revamped team. It's expected to be announced as early as tomorrow. So huge updates coming in here, viewers, on Republic TV, and there would be a strategic overhaul. We can expect fresh faces and a big influx of youth and women leaders laying the groundwork for the road to 2029. So this is a big source-based information coming in, and we will try to go across to our editor Prakash in a short while from now to really understand what this is all about. But we can also tell you that once the party's new lineup is locked in, the next step would be a union cabinet reshuffle, which would be following. So this is a huge update coming in, viewers, on Republic TV, and this is coming just after Nitin Nabin has taken over the party's helm. The new organizational changes would be, I repeat, would be ahead of the 2029 elections. Let's go straight across to Prakash, who's joining us. Prakash, this is a huge political update we have for our viewers. Tomorrow is when we can expect the big reshuffle within the BJP. Yes, Prakash.
Yes. Well, yes, the BJP is all set for the overhaul at the organizational level, and it has been done in consultation with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, various RSS leaders, including and as well the National President of the BJP, Nitin Nabin. It was long pending ever since Nitin Nabin took over as the president of the party in February, and after this stalemate in the parliament, before the parliament session also it was expected, but now the BJP is ready to send a message to the people all across India after the stalemate in parliament and also the protest that took place in at Jantar Mantar. The BJP wants to send a message to the youth that it is up for overall, and with the infusion of youth, women, as well as experienced leaders, it would be a mix. And various political leaders who are into the cabinet would be moved out from the cabinet and would be heading into... The voice is echoing a lot. And many leaders would be a part of the new overall that would be and would be inducted into the party affairs, and thereafter the cabinet Rejig would also follow suit. Now, who gets the prominence? It is most likely that it would be a mix. I'm not taking any names, but it would be a mix of youth. There are certain leaders from various states, and caste representation, regional balance would be taken into account. And the most important aspect would be the Uttar Pradesh elections, because the elections are going to be held in 6 states in the next 6 months, and the most important would be Uttar Pradesh along with Punjab, Assam, Punjab and Uttarakhand, not Assam. Assam we already have had elections. So regional representation would be given to them, and the announcement is likely to happen by 12 noon tomorrow, and thereafter it is expected that sometime soon the cabinet Rejig would also follow suit, because the government has been on the back foot in the recent past, and the Prime Minister Narendra Modi is always known for bouncing back, and the BJP is known for its cadre-based organizational skills, and that's the strength of the party ever since it was formed in 1980. So representation of youth would be given. The political discourse of the country has changed, and in the new political landscape, importance would also be given to technocrats at the government level, and also people with organizational skills, people with different level of skills, as well as people who have worked on the ground at the state level would also be inducted into the new organizational overhaul that is being done. So all these things would be taken into cognizance. So cabinet party overhaul as well as cabinet Rejig are both connected to each other, and Republic TV will keep you ahead and abreast on all these political developments tomorrow and as and when it happens. Back to you.
There are also upcoming elections in state Uttar Pradesh and Punjab. So the new lineup will also sharpen the preparation the BJP has for these state elections. Prakash.
I'm not getting your question. The voice is echoing a lot.
Yes, we'll fix that for you, Prakash. Let's fix that. We'll fix the audio, but big update coming in. It's a strategic blueprint for the upcoming elections. Apart from the preparing for the 2029 Lok Sabha polls, of course, Prakash, if you can hear me now, BJP lineup is sharpened preparations for the crucial upcoming state assembly elections, particularly in important states like Uttar Pradesh and Punjab, Prakash.
Well, the BJP cannot delay it anymore, because UP is a very crucial elections, and it's a vast area that needs to be covered, right from bordering areas of Noida to the bordering areas of Bihar. Uttar Pradesh has a long territory with different kinds of diversity, starting from western UP to the Jat land to Prayagraj in the OBC area, eastern UP again OBC and Muslim dominated area. The politics changes every region. So you have to have a better preparation, and in order to have a better preparation for the elections, you need to get your organization and party cadre right. You have to fix in everything, plug in all the holes, and organization is a very key aspect as far as winning elections are concerned. And that's the strength of the BJP. And without organization, you cannot win elections. And UP is a very critical aspect when it comes to sending a message to different parts of the country. One. Second, it also have a huge national impact, because the party which wins UP in a bigger way controls the national politics, and that's what happened. That's where the BJP slipped in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, and Samajwadi Party uprooted the BJP in a way by winning maximum number of Lok Sabha seats, and the BJP wants to correct all those figures in the coming elections. And with the tall leader in Yogi Adityanath, who is controlled law and order situation as well as on the developmental plank. But on the other side, there's been a strong galvanization of the OBC politics also, what Akhilesh Yadav and the Congress party would try its best to assuage. So it will be a very interesting election. So the cadre comes in to play, the role of cadre and the organization comes into play. So we'll have a close watch on the organizational reshuffle within the BJP, keeping in mind Uttar Pradesh as well as Punjab, because in Punjab, BJP has been out of power for a long time. They had a long association with Akali Dal when Prakash Singh Badal was the Chief Minister of Punjab, and thereafter Aam Aadmi Party took over, and as well as in Uttarakhand, where BJP has been a ruling party for a long time. So these are very critical states, and also the BJP of late have been on the back foot, whether be it the protest at the Jantar Mantar or in the parliament. So it would send a message to the people of the country as well as the cadre, galvanize the cadre, as well as you will have the bearing of the organizational overhaul and the cabinet reshuffle as well, because more and more technocrat, younger leaders, women participation, delimitation of constituencies. Narendra Modi has tried his best, and he also wants to pass the women reservation bill, because women voters have been the core constituents of Narendra Modi for a long time. Whenever we have gone to cover elections anywhere in the country, women voters have queued up in large number to support Modi, and we have heard the voices on the ground how they like Narendra Modi. But in a way, a message has to be sent to keep the voter intact among the women folks and the support base, because it's a changing country, changing mindset of the country. Even in the rural areas, women vote in tandem. Women outnumber the men voters when it comes to elections. So it's a key constituency, and the number of seats, if it is increased, then of course it will be advantage Modi, and Modi wants to send a message to the women voters by passing the women reservation bill. And first, he wants to send a message across to the cadre that we care for the women, and that is how the women representation would be given in large number at the party level itself. Back to you.
Well, thank you, Prakash, for getting us all those details. And this is a huge update coming in. We'll wait and watch what happens tomorrow. As the nation remembers former Prime Minister Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee on his 8th death anniversary, Prime Minister Modi paid floral tribute to the late PM at his memorial in Sadaiv Atal. Many other political figures and leaders also paid their tribute to the late Prime Minister and praised his service to the nation. Let's take a look.
भारत के प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी श्रद्धेय अटल जी के प्रति
Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid his tributes to former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee on his 8th death anniversary.
सभी के प्रिय आदरणीय श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी हमारे भारत के प्रधानमंत्री श्रद्धेय अटल जी को
As the nation paid homage to the late Prime Minister, the key political leaders also paid their respect. The homage ceremony, held at Vajpayee's memorial, Sadaiv Atal, saw political leaders paying tribute to his late Prime Minister and praising his contributions to the nation. The late Prime Minister, as Bharat Ratna awardee during his tenure as PM, played a key role in some of the significant events that happened in the nation that later became a history. He served as the PM of India during the Pokhran nuclear test and made education a fundamental right for the children. The Union Cabinet Minister under his leadership officially approved the ISRO proposal for the lunar mission. The Golden Quadrilateral project that connects the 4 major metropolitan cities of India was also proposed, planned and initiated during his tenure. Prime Minister Modi in his tweet described Vajpayee as an extraordinary statesman, adding that his efforts had inspired generations. Home Minister Amit Shah referred Vajpayee as a patriot and a politician who dedicated his life for the service of the nation. President Draupadi Murmu and Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan also joined the PM and paid tribute to the late Prime Minister. Other key leaders of BJP were also seen paying their tribute to the late leader. The late PM had served the nation for 3 times and was conferred as the Bharat Ratna in 2015.
Take a short break, viewers. Republic has accessed inside details of the likely BJP reshuffle infusion of youth expected. Stay tuned.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी.
You know, Seth, an ideal living space should be like my closet. Designer, modern, chic, bold.
Grand architecture, timeless design. Thoda khandani bhi. A bit like me.
It should be luxurious, spacious, opulent. Lots of party spaces, clubs, expansive views.
But smart. New age technology se bana. Open the sunroof, please.
कुछ ऐसे होना चाहिए जिसके बारे में दुनिया बात करे.
But थोड़ा private और exclusive भी. I mean, we need security.
जो हम दोनों को चाहिए. वैसे लिविंग स्पेसेस शायद कहीं दुनिया में ना.
Well, actually एक है जो बना सकता है. कैसे लगा?
Love at first sight.
केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बढ़ाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो।
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। मसाला।
We all must learn the lesson. The era of short, intense conflicts is over. We are all should be ready for long, drawn-out wars that tax and test the national stamina. There are unconfirmed reports that Iran has made a nuclear bomb. They have dropped enough indications that they have the bomb. Their top leader, he has made a statement that we now have the bomb. They had already upgraded up to 60%. They had 450 kgs of enriched uranium. And all this while, when Donald Trump was trying to bomb them to smithereens, they have continued with their nuclear program to save their bloody lives. Because there are people.
Hello and a very warm welcome to another episode of Our Estate Building the Nation. My name is Nayan Shukla and this is your weekly window into the developments changing India's real estate and infrastructure landscape. Now this week Rajasthan takes centre stage with 8 lakh crore worth of investment proposals all set to drive new projects across the state. And also a 5,100 crore water infrastructure push promises to reshape urban water supply across Rajasthan. In fact, the Delhi-Mumbai Expressway is getting smarter with AI-based traffic management system being tested to track violations and improve road safety.
Rajasthan is stepping up its investment push with projects worth more than Rs 8 lakh crore now moving towards implementation. These projects are part of the investment pipeline from the Rising Rajasthan Global Investment Summit, where investment proposals worth around Rs 35 lakh crore were announced. The state government says the focus is now shifting from signing investment agreements to getting projects on the ground, with departments being directed to speed up approvals and remove implementation hurdles. The investment momentum spans sectors including manufacturing, renewable energy, defence, AI and emerging industries. Rajasthan is also expanding its industrial infrastructure with new industrial areas, logistic hubs and better road connectivity being developed to support this growth. For real estate, the impact could extend well beyond industrial land. As investments bring businesses, jobs and workers into new locations, demand for housing, commercial spaces, warehousings and supporting urban infrastructure is also likely to increase. In other words, Rajasthan's investment story is increasingly becoming an urban growth story, with connectivity emerging as one of its biggest drivers. India's Delhi-Mumbai Expressway is getting smarter with AI-powered traffic monitoring and incident detection systems being deployed on the corridor. The technology uses cameras, sensors and analytics to monitor traffic movement, detect incidents and identify issues such as stopped vehicles, wrong way driving, congestion and speeding. The objective is simple: detect problems faster and improve response timing on one of India's most important road corridors. The system is now being tested on the Delhi-Mumbai Expressway with a technology designed to provide centralized monitoring and real-time traffic intelligence. But the significance of the expressway goes beyond traffic management. The corridor connects major economic centers across several states and is creating new opportunities for logistic, warehousing and industrial development along its route. For real estate, better connectivity can make previously peripheral locations more accessible to business and residents. As the expressway gets faster, safer and smarter, the areas it connects could see greater economic activity and stronger demand for supporting real estate. Rajasthan is also stepping up investment in one of its most critical urban challenges, water security. The state has approved projects worth around Rs 5,100 crore under Amrut 2.0 to strengthen drinking water infrastructure across 178 urban local bodies. The focus is on expanding and strengthening urban water supply systems as Rajasthan's towns and cities continue to grow. The state is also pursuing larger water security initiatives, including projects linked to the Yamuna Water Agreement, the Indira Gandhi Canal, and other regional water infrastructure. For real estate, this is a critical piece of the growth equation. New housing, commercial development, and expanding urban centers cannot function on roads and investment alone. They need reliable water, sanitation, and basic civic infrastructure. With Rajasthan simultaneously pushing investment, connectivity and urban water infrastructure, all three could play a key role in shaping the state's next phase of urban and real estate growth.
A second home is no longer just about owning a house away from the city. It is increasingly about the space, nature and a different way of living. The Our Estate team travels to Nagaon to explore Aranyaka Estate and also experience what a nature-led second home living looks like on the ground. Take a look.
Exhale. That's the feeling we're chasing on today's show. So take a breath, loosen your shoulders, and let's step out of the city together. Come on.
Chunk of land in Punjab. Okay. And was trying to build a farmhouse for himself.
Yeah.
Not the typical farmhouse you find in Delhi, away from the city. And we tried helping him out for almost 6 months and we couldn't sort of find anything. Not in terms of the kind of environment he wanted, not in terms of the legalities he was looking for. And then we someone told us about this upcoming expressway called Delhi-Mumbai Expressway, and we took a trip down that expressway.
This was way back in 2021, you're saying?
Yeah,
okay.
2021. And behold, we came to this beautiful piece of land surrounded by Aravallis, the mustard fields in full bloom. And that sort of,
Sujata Kohli, was that we wanted to center this project as a community. $300,000 square feet of land is just under the horticulture part.
Acha, okay.
You know, where we have created more facilities like children play areas, we have yoga decks, we have meditation decks, you know, we have walkways, we have center medians, reading corners, you know, we have a beautiful temple just sitting on the edge of the lake. We have a 0.6 acre big lake and a temple for you to just go and be still.
to look for a product which can give their client a return or some kind of appreciation. Our focus with this product is lifestyle. It's beyond appreciation. We do not think like a typical real estate developer. So that's the reason we do work with brokers, but the limitations are there because we also focus on training our own in-house team.
And over the last couple of years, how have you seen client expectations and behavior towards second homes change?
Definitely there is a change. Nowadays, clients prioritize three things: confidence, convenience, and experience. Confidence comes from how legally sound a project is, who will be managing this community, and a credible organization.
The design philosophy across Aranyaka's developments focuses on openness, landscape integration, and long-term environmental responsiveness. The idea is not simply to build on land, but to build with it.
As infrastructure improves and lifestyles change, there's an increasing demand for organized countryside communities like this. The second homes category is becoming a hot new category in the Indian real estate market, and it's companies like Aranyaka Estates that are actually pioneers in defining this as a hot new category.
We've seen how better connectivity is opening up new possibilities for second home living. A new 5+2 lifestyle is putting the spotlight on second homes, where the week is spent in the city and the weekends are often a chance to step away from it. But is this becoming a genuine lifestyle shift, or is it still a luxury only for a selected few? In this week's Clarity Corner, we speak to our expert Ashwinder R. Singh to understand where India's second home market is headed.
For decades, the second home in India has meant one thing: luxury, a villa in Goa, a cottage in the hills, a farmhouse outside Delhi. Something you bought after you had bought almost everything else. But what if we have been looking at the second home completely wrong? What if the next big real estate opportunity in India is not selling more expensive homes to the richest 1%? What if it is making the second home accessible to the next 10%? And accessibility does not simply mean affordability. You can build a 50 lakh home 3 hours outside a city. But if getting there takes 6 hours on a Friday evening, it isn't accessible. If the nearest good hospital is 70 kilometers away, it isn't accessible. If there is no reliable electricity, water, or internet, it isn't accessible. If the family doesn't feel secure staying there alone, it isn't accessible. And if maintaining that home becomes another full-time responsibility, it certainly isn't a lifestyle. It actually becomes a liability. That is the distinction the real estate industry needs to understand. A second home is not merely a second piece of real estate. It is a second ecosystem. And that ecosystem needs 5 things: connectivity, pricing, healthcare, security, and infrastructure. A second home corridor can eventually become an entirely new consumption corridor. So perhaps we are asking the wrong question. The question is not, do Indians want second homes? Of course they do. The more interesting question is, can India make the second home lifestyle practical and economically accessible beyond the top 1%? Because the future of this market will not be decided by aspirations. India has enough aspirations. It will be decided by accessibility. Build the roads, get the price right, bring healthcare closer, make communities secure, take away the headache of maintaining the property. And then something that was once considered a symbol of wealth can become something much more interesting. A choice about how you want to live. The first home gave urban India security. Perhaps the next real estate opportunity is to make the second home give it something equally valuable, a better life. I am Ashwinder R. Singh. You are watching Clarity Corner.
From living closer to nature to bringing nature into our homes, the way we think about residential design is changing. Natural light, ventilation, courtyards, greenery and open spaces are all becoming an integral part of our modern homes. In What's New, we explore the biophilic design and how architects are reimagining homes around our connection with nature.
The next big shift in luxury homes may not be bigger rooms, smarter gadgets or taller towers. It could simply be bringing nature back into the way we live. Across India, architects and developers are increasingly designing homes around natural light, fresh air, greenery and open spaces. This approach is known as biophilic design and it goes far beyond putting a few plants on a balcony. Think courtyards that bring daylight deep into a home, large openings that improve natural ventilation, gardens that flow into living spaces, water features, natural materials and shaded outdoor areas that make the boundary between indoors and outdoors almost disappear. And this trend comes at an interesting time. Indian cities are becoming denser, temperatures are rising and urban life is increasingly surrounded by concrete. As a result, home buyers are looking for spaces that offer comfort, wellness and a stronger connection with the outdoors. But the idea itself is hardly new. Traditional Indian homes have used courtyards, verandas, shaded spaces and cross ventilation for generations. What is changing today is the way these principles are being combined with contemporary architecture and modern lifestyles. Today, developers and architects are bringing those principles back, but with a modern twist. Because the future of luxury may not be about adding more to the home. It may be about bringing more nature into it.
We'll be back with more path-breaking stories from India's real estate landscape. My name is Nayan Shukla. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned to Our Estate, Building the Nation.
Our Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, everyday.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बढ़ाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
सुमधुर भाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरं कोटि कोटि कंठ कल कल विनाद करले कोटि कोटि भुज मृत कर वाले
Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello viewers, you're watching Republic. I'm Chongtham Amrita, and today in the biggest news break of the day, Republic has, you heard it on Republic, a big BJP reshuffle is likely and the announcement may come tomorrow. This is a big news break that you heard on Republic, and in fact the news is followed by a big cabinet reshuffle after the BJP team's reshuffle. This is a major news break that Republic is tracking at this moment. But first, let's take a look at the headlines.
Headlines brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Biggest political news break on Republic. BJP reshuffle most likely tomorrow. Republic accesses the inside details of the likely BJP reshuffle. Infusion of youth expected.
जी 140 करोड़ की जनता आपको देख रही है। आपके द्वारा किया गया ये पाप इस देश की जनता कभी माफ नहीं करेगी, कभी माफ नहीं करेगी।
Union Home Minister Amit Shah says nation won't forgive Sonia Gandhi for insult to Vande Mataram. Says India won't forget Congress's sins. Congress defense falls flat. Party member himself admits Sonia Gandhi asked to stop Vande Mataram midway.
There should not be any controversy on Vande Mataram. It's our national song. The entire country has accepted it. I feel unhappy and sad that on such occasions also unnecessary controversies are being raised, and then Vande Mataram also is being questioned also.
Trouble mounts for Sonia Gandhi. Karnataka BJP leader files complaint against disrespect to the national song. Prime Minister Modi's Dimag nationalism jibe hits Congress hard. Congress leader owns to the remark, says proud to be a Dimagi Naxal. A big breaking news coming in at the moment. Viewers, Shiromani Akali Dal MP Harsimrat Kaur Badal has shown the weapon that was used to attack her husband just a few days ago, and Akali Dal Chief Sukhbir Singh Badal in Nanded. Now, she also saw that Badal's wounds that he sustained during the attack. She says that the attacker struck at his chest with a 1.5-foot long sharp weapon, but as Sukhbir Singh Badal raised his hand to defend himself, the blade pierced right through it, and he has been admitted to the hospital after that, and his since been discharged. And now Sukhbir Singh Badal's wife Harsimrat Kaur has now shown the video, the evidence of this sword and how that cut through him, through his arm while he was trying to defend himself. This is the video and the pictures that she has released, and she is showing the weapon that was used to attack her husband in this attack that just happened just a few days ago against Sukhbir Singh Badal. And she was explaining how that struck his arm while he was trying to defend himself. A 1.5-foot long sword, a sharp weapon that was used, and she was saying that the attacker was aiming at his chest, and while defending, it was his hands was struck during this in his self-defense. This is the weapon that was used to struck Sukhbir Singh Badal in Nanded, and since then he has been admitted to the hospital and has been treated and has since been discharged. And this is again the assassination attempt that was struck against Sukhbir Singh Badal just a few days ago. The attacker has been arrested so far, and now his wife, Sukhbir Singh Badal's wife Harsimrat Kaur, is showing the weapon that was used, in fact, to attack her husband on this. We have the full statement that she was speaking on this regard. Let's take a listen to that.
ਆ ਵੈਪਨ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਿੰਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ
ਆ
ਅਟੈਕ ਕੀਤਾ
ਤਾਂ ਹੈਗਾ 1.5 ਫੁੱਟ ਦਾ ਕਿਰਚ ਦੇਖੋ ਉਹਦਾ ਨੋਕ ਕਿਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਦਿਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਆ ਹੈਗੇ ਟਾਂਕੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ 150 ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਲੱਗੇ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਇਕੱਲੇ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਸੇ ਹੈ ਆਹੀ ਦੂਜੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਲੱਗੇ ਨੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਵੀ ਲੱਗੇ ਨੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਵੀ ਲੱਗੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਵਿਰੋਧੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੋਖੀ ਆਪ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਦੀ ਨਖਿੱਧੀ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਕੀ ਆਸ ਰੱਖੀਏ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਪ ਮਿਲੀ ਭੁਗਤ ਸਾਜ਼ਿਸ਼ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ 4 ਦਸੰਬਰ 2024 ਨੂੰ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਗੋਲੀ ਚਲਾਈ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਇਸ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੋਖੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਦੇ ਐਸਪੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਾਹਾਂ 'ਚ ਬਾਹਾਂ ਲਾ ਕੇ 2 ਦਿਨ ਫਿਰਦਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਜਾਨਾ ਮਾਨਾ ISI ਦਾ ਟੈਰਰਿਸਟ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਆਪ ਬਿਆਨ 'ਚ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਵਿਸਫੋਟਕ ਦਬਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖੇ ਨੇ ਅਮਨ ਸ਼ਾਂਤੀ ਭੰਗ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਦੇ ਟੁਕੜੇ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਤੇ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਕਮਿਸ਼ਨਰ ਆਫ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਭੁੱਲਰ ਹੋਏ ਨਾ DGP ਯਾਦਵ ਹੋਏ
Well, that was what she was speaking, and she was also speaking about the attack itself and the weapon that was used to attack her husband, Sukhbir Singh Badal, where he suffered a major wound while he was trying to defend himself again from the attacker. This is a long 1.5-foot long sword, a sharp weapon that was used, and she says that it was struck and aimed at his chest. In this attack, that where Sukhbir Singh Badal in fact tried to defend himself, where the sharp weapon landed over his arm that wounded him in this attack. In fact, again, this is a major assassination attempt at him as well. My colleague Lalit joins us to give us more information on this. Lalit, do tell us, this is Sukhbir Singh Badal's wife, Harsimrat Kaur. She is still speaking about the weapon that was used to attack him. She says that it was aimed at his chest, Sukhbir Singh Badal's chest, while in self-defense. While he was trying to defend himself, it struck his arm. We know that Sukhbir Singh Badal has since been discharged after this incident, and this is still a matter that is being investigated as well. Lalit, give us more details on that.
Well, definitely, if we talk about this whole incident, which was reported on Thursday in Nanded Sahib in Maharashtra, when Nihang attacked former Deputy Chief Minister and the President of Shiromani Akali Dal at the Gurdwara. It has been said that there has been some prior issue behind that, and if we talk about today, Harsimrat Kaur Badal have shown that Nihang sword with which Sukhbir Singh Badal was attacked, around 150 stitches were being while treating Sukhbir Singh Badal was being given to Sukhbir Singh Badal. And apart from that, if we talk about this whole incident, on 4th December 2024 also, Narayan Singh Chora, the Khalistani terrorist, at that time have attacked Sukhbir Singh Badal with a gunshot that was about to hit him, and in that incident also nothing has been formed. So already Harsimrat Kaur Badal and Vikram Singh Majithia have alleged that there has been a larger conspiracy behind this attack, and whole thing should be reconnected with dots, so that something who is behind this whole conspiracy could come out. But it was a life-threatening attack which took place on Thursday in Nanded Sahib. So today, Harsimrat Kaur Badal, while showing the sword, shown that there has been a larger conspiracy behind that. Back to the studio.
Right. Thank you so much for giving us all of those updates, Lalit. And now, viewers, we move on to a big breaking news coming in at the moment as well. Bangladesh has sought a propitious environment for Tariq Rahman's India visit, and they urge extradition of Sheikh Hasina once again. This is a major update from Bangladesh, and in fact, this is coming in as officials of Bangladesh and India have been in touch with each other for several weeks on the possibility of the bilateral visit of the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Tariq Rahman's visit to India, and on that they have also sought the extradition of Sheikh Hasina. on this as well. Now, my senior executive editor, Abhishek Kapoor, joins us to give us more insights and details in this. Abhishek, can you give us more insights? Because this is a major statement. They are still asking for the extradition of a former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. We know that Sheikh Hasina is returning to Bangladesh in Dhaka by December this year, and she has also given a press conference regarding that, an audio conference, in fact, just a week ago regarding this as well. And now with Tariq Rahman's visit, Bangladesh has sought the extradition of her once again. Can you give us more details about what this means?
Well, exactly, Amrita. So Sheikh Hasina herself has said that she would go back to Bangladesh. She would be in Dhaka, and it's for the present government to decide, or the establishment to decide, what they have to do with her. Whether she has said that she can be arrested the moment she lands, that's not a problem. She has even said that even if it means threat to her life, she would still go. So where is the question of extradition? This is essentially the Rahman government making an issue when none exists. Remember, the Bangladesh Prime Minister has been invited by Prime Minister Modi personally to participate in the BRICS summit in his capacity as head of the BIMSTEC grouping, of which both Bangladesh and India are part. And yet Bangladesh is sort of dilly-dallying. They are yet to confirm. The visit was earlier planned for first half of August, then it got delayed. Now it is expected that this might happen now, either on 21st or 22nd of August. That's what Delhi had proposed. Or if not, then of course the BRICS summit is there in the first week of September, and then at that time Tariq Rahman can come. Now, if you look at the provocative stance that's been taken by the Tariq government in Dhaka, typically, as it happens in India's neighborhood, as not a fixed protocol, but just a convention, that their first visit outside their country happens to be New Delhi. We have seen it happening in Nepal, in Bangladesh, in Sri Lanka, in Maldives, everywhere. But there seems to be a break this time, with Tariq Rahman choosing to go to or traveling to Malaysia and China before his visit to New Delhi is due. And there too, now you are seeing these conditions being put on Sheikh Hasina's extradition. On the Ministry of Foreign Affairs statement that's come out essentially says that the press conference, which you mentioned, Amrita, is being seen as provocative by Dhaka. Now, people sometimes don't understand the dynamics of democracy and freedom of expression that India practices. So Sheikh Hasina was invited by a group of foreign correspondents as part of the Foreign Correspondents Club Meet the Press program, and she did not present herself in person. She was joining them via video link, like she has done. She has addressed Bangladeshis. Remember, she has participated in the Bangladeshi campaign, despite her party not being allowed, in terms of making an outreach to the electorate there and speaking to the citizens of Bangladesh as a deposed Prime Minister. So you cannot stop her from expressing herself, but that's something that everyone needs to understand. So this is essentially making an issue when none exists. Sheikh Hasina herself is slated to travel back to Dhaka, and that perhaps would be being worked out through back channels. Remember, India's external intelligence agency, Research and Analysis Wing, RAW as it is called, its chief Parag Jain was in Dhaka last week. So obviously those conversations would have happened. Some plain speaking would have happened, perhaps from both sides. But that's beside the point. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs throwing this a spanner in the works, I think that really puts a shadow on whether the Tariq Rahman visit that was earlier expected to take place this coming week on 21st and 22nd of August, would it take place or not?
Yes, in fact, thank you so much for all of those updates, Abhishek, because this needs to be seen, and also looking into the bilateral ties of both the countries as well. And, well, how India responds is what remains to be seen as well on that. Thank you so much for those updates. And now, viewers, we move on to another breaking news that's coming in at the moment. Taliban Defense Minister has warned of a calculated response to the Pakistani aggression. We know that for the past few days, in fact, there's been a more escalation and attacks across the border of Pakistan and Afghanistan. And now we are getting this update and response from Afghanistan, from the Taliban government, saying that there would be a calculated response against Pakistan. They are in fact warning of a major response against these violence that has been happening for the past few days across the border of Pakistan and Afghanistan and Taliban. The defense minister of Taliban has also warned of a major response against Pakistan in this regard. And this is a major statement. In fact, there has been a major escalation that has been going on as well across the border of Pakistan and Afghanistan in this. And the Pakistan defense minister has now issued a big warning against Pakistan, saying that there would be a calculated response to these Pakistani aggressions across the border. I have my colleague Gursimran joins us on this broadcast to give us more details. Gursimran, can you break down more into what this could mean? Because we have been getting reports of a more aggressive violence that has been going on across the border of Pakistan and Afghanistan. And this is a very big response coming in from the Taliban government.
Yes, Taliban government has made it amply clear that their response will be calculated and mere response to the Pakistani aggression that takes place along the Durand line or in the hinterland. This comes at a time when we are witnessing that the Pakistan is trying to carry out the airstrikes inside the territory of Afghan Taliban. And there have been several responses that have come and has come as a big blow to the Pakistan. Now a statement that has come from the defense minister of Afghanistan, Mullah Muhammad Yaqub Mujahid, in which he has made it amply clear that the government of Afghanistan, Taliban government at present, they hold the response that they have to any retaliation or to any aggression that is being done by Pakistan. Because if we see that roughly 2,500 kilometer long Durand line is critical, and especially what we have seen in last couple of years, that there have been a major escalation from the Pakistani side. Even the civilians populations in the Paktika, Paktia and Kandahar province have been targeted. Also the targeting of the hospital of the drug addicts in the Kandahar, that was one of the major point of escalation when we saw that both the countries were at the brink of the war, and there was a de-escalation that was catered by the Middle East countries, including those from the holding negotiations in the other cases as well. So now it is very clear that the response is going to be calibrated, calculated in a mere response, but this will come from the Afghani side at the time and place of their own choice.
That's right. And this is a major warning that's been coming in from the Afghanistan government. Thank you so much, Gursimran, for giving us all of those details at this moment. And now, viewers, biggest political news break on Republic TV. This is about the BJP reshuffle that's most likely to be announced tomorrow. An all-new BJP team could be announced tomorrow at around 12 p.m. A formal announcement is likely tomorrow at 12 p.m. A major BJP reshuffle is likely to be followed by a cabinet reshuffle. In fact, this is a major Republic news break that you've heard it first, and a major announcement to be expected tomorrow as well. In fact, Republic has filed a ground report, a detailed ground report on this from the ground, from Prakashar, who has been breaking this story today. And Prakashar, give us more update on this. A ground report has been filed as well. Let's go to that right now.
Well, yes, the BJP is all set for a overhaul at the organizational level, and it has been done in consultation with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, various RSS leaders, including and as well the National President of the BJP, Nitin Nabin. It was long pending ever since Nitin Nabin took over as the president of the party in February. And after this stalemate in the parliament, before the parliament session also it was expected, but now the BJP is ready to send a message to the people all across India after the stalemate in parliament and also the protest that took place in at Jantar Mantar. The BJP wants to send a message to the youth that it is up for overall, and with the infusion of youth, women, as well as experienced leaders, it would be a mix. And various political leaders who are into the cabinet would be moved out, and many leaders would be a part of the new overall that would be and would be inducted into the party affairs, and thereafter the cabinet Rejig would also follow suit.
That's right. Thank you so much for that. And now we move on to another breaking news coming in at the moment. General Dheeraj Seth, Chief of the Army Staff, has arrived at Kathmandu Airport, Nepal. He is on an official visit to Nepal from 17 to 19 of August this year, and he will receive a guard of honor at the Nepali Army headquarters. General Dheeraj Seth will also attend the investiture ceremony at Rashtrapati Bhavan, where, in keeping with the unique tradition between the Indian and Nepali armies, he will be conferred the honorary rank of General of the Nepali Army by Ramchandra Paudel, the President of Nepal. This is a historic visit and a very symbolic visit as well. General Dheeraj Seth, the Chief of Army Staff, has arrived in Kathmandu, where he will be also attending the investiture ceremony. And moving on to another story, the civil unrest, which is a culmination of decades of systemic exploitation, where the Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir citizens are demanding the abolition of 12 assembly seats reserved for refugees living in Pakistan. And as mentioned, as the locals are state-rigged by Islamabad to control the local administration. Now, the ongoing protests in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir have spanned more than 2 months, and in the latest assault by the Pakistani army, civilians were once again targeted in Kotli in POJK. Take a look at this report for more.
Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir is witnessing its worst round of unrest in months.
पुलिस की तरफ से शेलिंग जारी है.
Mass protests have spread across major towns, and fresh clashes are reported between demonstrators and the security forces. This time, visuals are from Kotli in the Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Protesters were once again seen raising anti-government and anti-military slogans. They were also seen accusing Pakistan's establishment for denying the region's genuine political representation and also exploiting its resources. In the current wave of violence that was set in motion, civilians were once again targeted, this time being dragged by hair. The JAAC had mobilized support around a 38-point charter of demands encompassing both economic relief and constitutional reforms. But for now, the casualties and the unrest amidst the protesters against the Pakistani authorities remain on the rise.
And viewers, as the nation remembers former Prime Minister Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee on his 8th death anniversary, Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid floral tributes to the late Prime Minister at his memorial in Sadaiv Atal. Several other key political leaders also paid their tribute to the late Prime Minister and praised his service to the nation. Let's take a quick look at the event.
भारत के प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी श्रद्धेय अटल जी के प्रति
Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid his tributes to former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee on his 8th death anniversary.
सभी के प्रिय आदरणीय श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी हमारे भारत के प्रधानमंत्री श्रद्धेय अटल जी को.
As the nation paid homage to the late Prime Minister, the key political leaders also paid their respect. The homage ceremony, held at Vajpayee's memorial, Sadaiv Atal, saw political leaders paying tribute to his late Prime Minister and praising his contributions to the nation. The late Prime Minister, as Bharat Ratna awardee during his tenure as PM, played a key role in some of the significant events that happened in the nation that later became a history. He served as the PM of India during the Pokhran nuclear test and made education a fundamental right for the children. The Union Cabinet Minister under his leadership officially approved the ISRO proposal for the lunar mission. The Golden Quadrilateral project that connects the 4 major metropolitan cities of India was also proposed, planned and initiated during his tenure. Prime Minister Modi in his tweet described Vajpayee as an extraordinary statesman, adding that his efforts had inspired generations. Home Minister Amit Shah referred Vajpayee as a patriot and a politician who dedicated his life for the service of the nation. President Draupadi Murmu and Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan also joined the PM and paid tribute to the late Prime Minister. Other key leaders of BJP were also seen paying their tribute to the late leader. The late PM had served the nation for 3 times and was conferred as the Bharat Ratna in 2015.
Coming up after a very short break, a big New Republic excesses inside details of the likely BJP reshuffle, infusion of youth expected. Coming up next.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी। चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया? आया।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े। चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
We all must learn the lesson. The era of short, intense conflicts is over. We are all should be ready for long, drawn-out wars that tax and test the national stamina. There are unconfirmed reports that Iran has made a nuclear bomb. They have dropped enough indications that they
Tech with me, Rejig. Thank you very much. First, and for this one, let's change the background and lighting. Happy 80th Independence Day to every one of you. A day that means so much to every single citizen of this incredible country. And on today's show and every RTech show, we guarantee independence also. Independence from tech confusion. The tech world is drowning in a sea of PR firms with ready-made scripts and billion-dollar marketing budgets from brands. Every brand is screaming at you to buy their latest game changer, and every reviewer is doing what? Just reading a PR script. Well, the PR script ends here. At RTech, we expose the half-truth. We give you the only thing that actually matters, the unvarnished, unapologetic truth. Time to get back to our regular programming and deep dive into all the independence we've packed into today's show. We're strapping into a 1,30,000 rupee gadget that Virat Kohli and Cristiano Ronaldo actually use for recovery. But is it a fitness medical marvel, or is it just an expensive leg warmer? Google is dropping the new Pixel 11 lineup, new chips, new camera, new promises. But did they finally get the prices right? And robot beggars are now hitting the street. Unbelievable, but it's actually true. They're programmed to ask you for spare change. We decode this dystopian nightmare, and trust me, it's much weirder than you think. And India's free payment dream is absolutely over. The government just pulled the plug on the ban on UPI fee. So that means your daily cup of chai is going to become a little bit more expensive. And we're just getting warmed up because there's so much more that we're going to actually do on the show today. So much truth to tell, so little time. So let's hit it. Welcome to Hype Autopsy, where PR headlines come to die and the truth gets a resurrection. The first is the big one. UPI is not free anymore, and Apple Pay arrives a decade later. On August 4th, the finance minister walked into Parliament and changed the law on UPI. The government isn't charging you a dime. They just deleted the rule that said nobody can charge for using UPI either ways. For 6 years, UPI was a locked fortress of free transactions. Banks couldn't charge, merchants couldn't charge, period. But the banks were bleeding cash. Now let's not be naive. This fee that they're going to put on large merchants, they aren't going to absorb it out of the goodness of their heart. They will raise prices. You're shocked? It's true. You will pay anyway. The tax is just hiding in plain sight. In the exact same arena, Apple Pay is finally crashing the Indian market this October. But don't look for UPI at launch. It's strictly a credit card VIP lounge for Visa and MasterCard holders. Apple still needs some more approval and a sponsor bank before the UPI even gets a seat at the table. So the ultimate verdict, UPI just got secretly more expensive, and Apple Pay is only for those people who actually love super expensive things. Moving on, Apple's foldable